Well, this wind is whipping. I better check the radar. Starting to get kind of close. I might probably have to hightail it out of here pretty quick. I have got a brand new crappie pole, 10-foot B&M buck, super stiff crappie rod, ultimate, very light in the hand. I really felt like my other pole, not being an ultralight, had more flex in the end, and it was causing me to lose a lot of fish. This one being stiff, gonna spring back up a lot quicker and hook the crappie before they get a chance to spit it out of their mouth. I ain't had a new crappie pole in 20 years. I gotta tell you right now, I'm feeling about like a hog laid in a mud puddle underneath a shade tree that's just been slopped. I still got my crappie hunter reel on there though. Just drop it down there and leave it. Eventually one of them will bite it. Uh-oh. First hang up on the new pole. I definitely don't want to break nothing. So I'm just gonna have to pull out on this one. Oh, came out. Still on there. Got lucky. Sometimes you can pull out and that hook will straighten out on you without breaking your line. And I use an 8-pound test, which is a bit tougher, and that also helps too, keeping that line. But as we can see, it really didn't bend that hook, so I just came off the limb on that one. Cajun cricket color, 1/16 ounce. I used to be able to get some really nice ones from Walmart up there close to my house, and they stopped selling them, and I believe they just stopped making them because I couldn't even find them online anywhere. So I had to go with these other jig heads. It was just a simple J hook type of jig head. And if I start using those sickle hook styles, there's one. If I start using those sickle hook styles, that's a better one right there. Oh yeah. Flip him in here. That's a better one. With those sickle hooks, I'll start getting a lot of misses. That's a good crappie there. And here's what I'm thinking on there. I'll just show y'all what I'm thinking right here, because the end of those sickle hooks will actually bend back down, and when a crappie sucks that into his mouth, because of the wind, the audio was absolutely terrible. But what I'm trying to explain here is that when I use a sickle hook, I'll have a lot of misses. And what I'm trying to demonstrate is that when a crappie sucks it in and tries to spit it out, it won't get hooked because the sickle point is turned in. And this is why I only use J hooks. And I was also explaining that someone else with a different fishing style may not have this issue. There he is. There he is. He's just barely hooked, I believe. Right there toward the end of the mouth. See how he just came right out there. There's another dandy. Well, sometimes you find that sweet spot on that tree. There's one. Man, he's pulling like he's a big boy. Yeah. Here comes the rain. You know what? I may just have to fish in the rain for a little bit today. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. There he is. Another good old slab crappie. Ooh, let's see what we got going on right here. Gar bite. I got a hold of it. Look at this other side over here. Look at right there. Now, if any of y'all that may have this Minn Kota Tarova out there, I've had some issues with this thing wiping out all of my spot locks. It seems like every year or so it will delete all of my spot locks, and I'll have to go back in and find places and re-spot lock them. Do any of y'all that have this trolling motor have that happen to y'all? If y'all do, if y'all been able to fix it, y'all could leave me a comment, because it is very annoying. I believe I forgot to mention in my last video, if you're having problems finding crappie on the post spawn or just after the post spawn, when you start getting into summertime routine, check the places where they spawn at, like a feeder. Try to find the first bit of suitable habitat that you can find in the right depth of water as it comes out of that feeder where they go up in there and spawn. That's where this one is. It's the first tree that comes out the deep water. I may be able to escape this. Looks like it's gonna skirt me. I'm gonna go ahead and put me a split shot on there, about 6 inches above that, just to help control this in this wind right now. But I've caught several so far this morning, still on the same little plastic Cajun cricket here, but I do believe it's time to go ahead and change it out right now. There he is. He's way down in there. I might have to get the pliers out on this one. Nice. He's bleeding a little bit. I am very thankful to God for such a beautiful day, even though we got clouds in the skies. Clouds are beautiful too. Sometimes we may think we just want sunshine, but the clouds roll in. Life can still be good too, even though we may have storm clouds in our lives. We may have something pop up on us that may worry us, but if we keep our eyes on Jesus and have faith, it's faith over fear, that we have nothing to worry about. And for the first time, I have lost my jig this morning. Using a loop knot. Guys, you just have to go right down there in that structure where them fish are. They're just hanging out down there in them limbs and things. If you go into the Bass Pro Shop, if you got one in your area, go look at the tank, look at those crappie, see where they're at. They usually have a little tree that they're all up in. The bigger ones will roam around, if you've noticed that, in that tank. There he is. Dandy. Well, the wind has done let up on us this morning. Thinking I may have escaped the biggest part of that storm. Matter of fact, I know it did. May not even get wet this morning. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Another fine Arkansas River crappie. I went to the store with the intentions of getting a 12-foot pole because that's what I've always bought in the past. I run into a gentleman up there, and we were discussing crappie poles and such, and said he uses a 10-foot. And I got to thinking a 10-foot pole would be a lot lighter than a 12-foot pole, obviously. I remember that my poles I've had for close to 20 years, I done broke the tip off so many times, it was about 10 foot anyway. It was just a good idea to go ahead and get a 10-foot pole just to be lighter, and they work just as well as a 12-foot pole. And this was a really light pole right here. Boy, he's pulling hard. He's fighting. See if I can get him before he comes off. He's hooked way out there on the end. Yes, he just wasn't even hooked there, just kind of like sitting there like that. Another good one. This river is just full of big old slab crappie. Oh, there he is. Good one. Good one. Gotcha. That's another good one. Oh yeah. Boy, that feels like a good one. Yeah. There we go. Oh, another big slab. Barely hooked up right out there on the soft part. Golly. There he is. There he is. He's hooked all right. White crappie. I am really getting along with this new B&M Buck Super Stiff Crappie Rod Ultimate today. I almost feel like I'm driving an old Ford 67 Mustang, you know, that's been restored to mint condition with this thing, with this Ford blue on there. Love it. I do believe I'm going to stop to count these fish out real fast, because I don't really know how many I got in there. Yeah, I just have a few of them in there. All-purpose flour, egg diluted with water, panko breadcrumbs, oil 340 to 350, golden brown wire rack Tony Chachery's